I want to talk about anger and how critically important it is. I feel this more and more. It's different. Every emotion, every sensation is here to serve us in some way. Even the ones like fear and anxiety and shame are here to not only be contrast and point us in the opposite direction, but to serve us to see through them. They are there to be an illusion that we then get to see through and gain more confidence, gain more clarity, more understanding from that experience. We are here to face fear. That's the way that it serves us. It tests us. That is the purpose of shadow. It's the adversary. It's not the enemy. It is the adversary, which is something on our side, actually. It is a friend. It is a companion who volunteers to take on the role of opposition so that we have the chance to test and grow our strength and grow in our knowledge of our own abilities as well, to grow in our power and sense of empowerment. But I feel like anger is so important. It's got its own special position. And I've been feeling more and more that it's a thing that, much like love and care, we have misunderstood. We've conflated those two things. We have conflated love and care when actually they are on opposite sides of the spectrum. They are not the same thing. Care, by definition, from the word careful, meaning cautious, meaning precautionary, meaning something that is trying to control, something that is based in worry, something that is actually fear-based. Care is fear-based. Love is fearless. Love is what sees there's nothing to fear. There is no risk. There is no threat. There is no cause for worry. Everything is well. All is all should be. It's absolutely free. And it's unconditional. Care is conditional, and it tries to control those conditions. They're opposite things that we have mistakenly overlapped in our perception, in our conceptualization of them. I feel and believe we have done the same thing for anger and aggression. These, to me, are not the same. They're not the same. In fact, it feels more to me like aggression is the result of anger that has been suppressed, that has been disallowed its proper place and expression. Sure, people who act in aggression, who take an aggressive action, whether it is against another or themselves, because that is very often the case. Very often we take aggression, not anger. We're not taking anger out. That's when it becomes aggression, when it's this unconscious thing, because we haven't acknowledged the anger within us, and then it bursts out. Something explodes. That energy explodes because it is explosive. It's fiery. It's propulsion. And when we don't direct it, when we don't give it a pathway and release it intentionally, it finds one. It finds a crack and it explodes outward. And sometimes that explosion inflicts pain upon other people. And oftentimes that explosion is something we try to contain within ourselves, and then we inflict that damage upon ourselves. But it is this act of aggression that we are fearful of and try to control and repress. And it is because of the repression of anger, this confusion, this misunderstanding that anger is not aggression. Anger is natural. Anger is a part of the grieving process. Have we all forgotten that? It's the second step of grieving. Number one, denial. This is totally natural. This is the way that ego, the mind, which again is a natural part of us. It is not us. It's not the whole of our being. It's not the bigger picture. It's not our identity, but it is within us. It is a component. We can't just cut it off and pretend it's not there. And it is a natural mechanism, a natural reaction of ego to first feel denial in the face of a situation that it recognizes now it is faced with a situation that is beyond its control, a condition that did not go the way that it wanted. And its first instinct there is to deny, to say, no, this is not true, this is not so. The second step of that natural process, again, is the anger, is the reaction of what? How could this? How could you? How could it be this way? And that is so important to acknowledge. That's contrast. That is hurt. That is a hurt being experienced. And yes, in truth, there is no risk, there is no damage. The soul knows this, but the ego still gets to have its process. It does. It is the soul's responsibility to witness that process. That's the place of the soul. That's the place of our higher consciousness, of our perspective, of our true self, is to bear witness to that happening. Not to repress it, not to stifle it, not to say it shouldn't be there or shouldn't happen, not to take this higher ground that is too good and removed from the experience of emotion, too good for. That's just disallowing. That's just more ego. That's just ego trying not to feel. That's ego trying not to face its own processing. No, the place of the soul, the place of the true self, the higher consciousness, is to witness the ego, to understand what's happening, and to understand that this is allowed. This is necessary. It's necessary for this to be felt. Let ego feel the hurt. Let the contrast be contrast. Again, let the pain be painful. It is the place of our true self to witness and honor that, and not be sucked into identification with it, but not deny it either, to let it be as it is, to let it serve us by being what it is. So that starts, with the hurt first. There is something that happens that is not what we want. It is objectively to ourselves not wanted. It is a situation, it is an occurrence, it is an event, it is whatever that is not wanted. Not wanted, not what we want. It needs to be that, so that we have clarity about what it is that we do want. And then we add that into our asking of the universe and for the creation of reality. But we have to let the unwanted be unwanted. And we have to go through that whole process of what it feels like to experience something unwanted. The denial of it, the no, this isn't what I wanted, no. The anger, so important. The I wish there was a way. There is not a way. We have to feel that writhing within us. We have to allow the experience of anger. I believe so much of the pain in modern society, all of this hurt, all of the anxiety, all of the depression, all of the lashing out, the acts of aggression, again, not anger, are due to our fundamental rejection of anger within the self, the experience of anger within ourselves and others. Because we have denied that, it has festered and just toxified and turned into these other things, again, where it explodes. Or it explodes inward. We take it out on ourselves. We do things that hurt ourselves because we haven't acknowledged, in a lot of cases, the hurt in the first place, that there was another hurt that we experienced. We try to just pretend, nope, I'm fine, I didn't feel that didn't hurt, I'm totally fine, no, I'm not mad, this is fine, rather than letting it be. You know what, no, that did hurt, that hurt me, that's not what I enjoy, and I feel this visceral reaction to it. And when we are consciously present and aware and engaging in that, and it's not some unconscious thing, we're not taking it out on other people or ourselves, but we're honoring it. We're letting it be what it is, which is so important. the experience of the unwanted and moving through all of the stages of emotion about that, the denial, the anger, the bargaining, the trying to, well, maybe I can make it be another way. Maybe it doesn't have to be. That's ego naturally trying to run again from actually feeling the hurt. It got a little taste of the hurt and it's trying to push it away in as many ways as it can. It gets to the bargaining and then it finally realizes, I have no control. There is nothing that can be done. The thing that I didn't want, a thing that I do not like, that does not feel good, has happened. It has taken place. There is nothing I can do about it. It is what is. This is the content of the present moment. This is what is. And my only choice is to accept what is to embrace the isness of this moment in all of its contrasts, in all of the pain that is here. That's how we not only reach that place of surrender where the peace is actually found, how we sort of regain our own stability because we've let the emotion flow. Again, we let the contrast be contrast. We let it be painful. We admit it to ourselves. This hurts. This sucks. This isn't what I want. And I feel it. I feel it viscerally. But I realize I have no control over it. It simply is what is. And so now, if I want to feel better, I have to just let go. I have to let go of the control. And that's when the pivoting happens too. That's where we experience the sweet surrender, the sweet relief of that release, of giving it, of lifting it up, of going, I don't have any control over this. I give it up. I give up. This hurts and I give up. I can't stop it. It's just what's happening. And it creates that sensation of, there's a mirrored sensation of peace and longing because of our willingness, again, to face that contrast, to experience this is not what I want. We are naturally directed the other way. This is really not what I want because what I want is fill in the blank. It just comes to mind. We don't have to conjure it. It is naturally informed, given to us, received by us by the experience of the unwanted. I don't want this. I don't like it. This is not what I choose. Whether it is the loss of a loved one, the loss of a job, some other sort of rejection or dramatic change in life. It's all a part of the natural process that is here to help us manifest our desired reality. It's here to help us bring our dreams to life, but we got to let ourselves feel the pain of the nightmare when it happens so that we can receive the dream and we're not just half-heartedly making it up going, it'd be nice to have a Ferrari, it'd be nice to have a yacht, it'd be nice to have a boyfriend, whatever. It's no, I feel this hurt. I feel this pain. This is not what I want. I don't want to feel alone. I feel alone. I feel rejected. I feel lost. I feel disconnected, and that hurts. And that feeling of that hurt is what expands the other side of the equation of my powerful desire, not my mind made up thought, imagined desire of it would be nice to. No, this is what I crave. This is what I'm longing for. I am longing in my experience of what I perceive as the lack of this or the loss of this. I am longing. There is a desperate yearning for the other side, for the connection, for the reception, for the acceptance, for the love, for whatever it is. And that emotional content is what we put out to the universe and informs the universe of this is what I truly want. No question, no ifs, ands, or buts, no specifics even attached to it. It's the emotional content. I'm not asking for a red Ferrari. I am desperate for the feeling of support, for the feeling of connection, for the feeling of love. I want to know my oneness with all that is. I want to know that I am provided for, that I have nothing to worry about because of how profoundly uncomfortable I am in this worry, in this pain, in this grief. That's how we're intended to manifest. That's how we balance our own energy. That's how we get back to feeling good. That's how we let things go. We have so much trapped energy and trapped emotion because of our refusal to feel the pain. And a lot of that, I believe, hinges on our refusal to feel anger, our rejection of anger, a critical part of the self. We reject it in others, which means we reject it in ourselves. And when we do that, we get stuck. We don't let the grieving process happen. It's supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen all the time. It's there to happen for things as small as you didn't make it through that traffic light when you wanted to. I'm dead fucking serious. You get to feel a little annoyed about that. Let yourself have the grieving process. It happens. It'll happen like that. If you just let it, you can see it take place. You feel the, oh no, oh fuck, really? Maybe I can, no, I'm stuck here. Okay, I'm stuck here. And there you go. You went through the 5 stages of grief in less than 30 seconds because you didn't deny any of those emotions. You just let them flow. That's the way it's supposed to work. That's the way it works. That is flowing with the energy. That's flowing with life. That is embracing the isness of the moment. And that is letting your energy, yourself, express freely. And again, you're not identifying, your whole self is not wrapped up in that experience, but that's why you can just let it happen. It's a natural part of you. It's a natural part of being. We need to feel everything. We need to acknowledge the hurts. It's not personal. Again, when you're not identified with that, it's not personal. It's not personal to you. It's not personal to somebody else. I'm not saying you did wrong, and I'm not saying I'm wrong. There's just hurt here that needs to be felt. There is self that needs to express. That's it. Just let it express. And nobody needs to do a damn thing. I don't need anybody to do anything. I don't even need the situation to change. I just need to feel and let the feeling flow. I need to let it be felt. I need to let it come out. That's all I need to feel better. And to realign with the universe, to rebalance my energy. This is just so important. It's so important. We got to feel the hurt and we got to feel the anger because that's a part of the hurt. It is always tied. They are intrinsically, they're connected. Anger is so important. It is not aggression. And when we let the anger flow and the hurt be felt, it doesn't turn into aggression. Instead of the lashing out, the exploding, there's a releasing. It's deliberate, it's controlled, and it's impersonal. It is not taken out on ourselves or anyone else. It's given a free pathway, a course. And when we let it flow, it naturally assists us in rising, in the releasing of that emotion. And again, the restoration of ourself to alignment. That's it. That's it. This just feels so important. And I desire to share it because I want to, because it feels good to me. That's it. Have a beautiful day.